YouTube, what's going on, man? It's Black House Booking here with a brand new video. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. And if you're old to the channel, welcome back. You already know the vibes, man. Another AEW video for y'all. I really was gonna make a live out of this, but I said, y'all might not be up, might not be enough people interested. And if you are interested, bro, and you watch the product or you want to learn about the product, bro, don't come over here in this video just to talk about something that's trash and you never watched it. Like, offer some like actual feedback, some actual comments about the product, and because I don't got time for that today, bro. I like wrestling. I love wrestling. I love WWE, AEW. We're gonna start making TNA content when we once we hit that 10K. That's the goal. Once we hit that 10K, I'm gonna start making TNA content. But like, please don't come over here trolling and stuff, bro. Like, just if you want to be a part of the conversation, be a part of the conversation. But I know this gonna fall on deaf ears. If you want to follow me on Instagram, follow me at Real Black Couch Booking. DM me, hit me up. Check out my shorts and my memes. And if you want to join my Discord, man, links in the description down below where you guys will be involved in the next few videos next week. So you should definitely join the Discord now so you can be a part of the videos. I'm making this video right now as I'm watching AEW Dynamite. We got Penelope Ford getting kicked on right now, which is crazy, but that's neither here nor there. But speaking of talking about the women, man, today's video, I wanted to ask y'all, I wanted to pose the question to y'all. Do y'all believe that AEW women's division is carrying the company? I think this is a good topic of conversation, and I think that the answer isn't as clear cut as people think. And y'all know I love to pose the question to y'all to have a conversation in the comment section. But I'm gonna give my answer. I think AEW's women division is to a certain extent carrying the company. And I'll give you a couple of reasons why, but let me just share some with y'all real quick. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Let me just show y'all what I'm talking about, bro. Move myself down a little bit. All right, look at this, bro. Look at this. Like let's look at this roster, right? And we talking about Ring of Honor as well. I mean, you cannot say that the women's roster for AEW isn't way more recognizable than the men's roster. And the good thing about AEW is women's roster is not extremely big. So that's why most of these people you've seen wrestle more than once on AEW Dynamite, Collision, Ring of Honor, when they had Rampage, what was it called? Zero, Dark Hour, whatever it was called on YouTube, bro. I've seen like all these women I recognize just off of face value. I've seen wrestle. Like, look at this. Like, come on. Like this is a decent roster. Like all even just the quote unquote eye candy or the women who were there just for quote unquote sex appeal. Like you recognize I've literally seen all these women wrestle. Look, and that's not a huge roster. That's great. And the reason why it's good that it's not a huge roster is because like you can recognize them. Like there's so many women on here. I'll say the only woman who I haven't seen wrestle a lot probably is Rebel. Probably. Like I know who Red Velvet is for sure. Yeah, I know I love me some Queen Aminata. Yeah, I know Megan Bain is doing pretty good. She going crazy right now. Nyla Rose, I used to rock with Nyla Rose heavy. I mean, look what we have, y'all. Like this is crazy. Madison Rain, Penelope, like I said, Penelope Ford. We got Camille. Y'all know I love me some Julia Hart. Kara Hogan. I was rocking with her heavy. Statlander, Jamie Hayter. Like yo, even if their intent is to sell the sex appeal for the women's roster. Even when they do that, once you start watching the match and seeing like what's going on in the match, you kind of forget that's what they're trying to do, which I think they are leaning into that. Because even like watching AEW Dynamite tonight, I just watched two women's matches back to back, and they like really showcased their women's division on Dynamite and Collision, which is very great. And of course, we got the top of the top, the cream of the crop: Mercedes Moné, Toni Storm, Mariah May, Statlander, Britt Baker. You know what I'm saying? Athena. Like it's like their women's division, the way it's booked, and they only got one mid card title, but like the way it's booked, it's like they literally book top, middle, low, and they do it like on a consistent basis which is really crazy to me. Like I'm like the only women's division, in my opinion, I think that rivals AEW. Well, I still think NXT low key got the best women's division. I still think NXT has the best women's division, but AEW's women's roster is like look at this, bro. Like genuinely, like all these people are can be interchangeable for the TBS championship. In my like I say the TBS championship because obviously most of them will go after the mid-card title, but Mercedes Moné makes the TBS championship feel like a big deal. So you already got your AEW Women's World Championship, that's a big deal. And your mid-card women's championship is a deal because of who has it. And then Athena is like going crazy, like breaking records with the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. And if you're not paying attention, Red Velvet is quietly like being phenomenal with the Ring of Honor Women's World TV Championship. If you're not paying attention, I would say the only thing with AEW's women's division is that their stories aren't serious, which is a fine thing. Like WWE does this thing, right, where they try to make all the stories connect, where they try to make long-term storytelling a thing, blah blah blah, where a lot of times they don't just have matches just to have matches, which AEW does a lot more. They'll have matches just because somebody's the champion and they're just going against somebody, which is good, which is I need that sometimes because like I said, I don't need this long drawn out story or this happens because this happened back in the day. I don't need that. Sometimes, oh, you're the champion. This person wants to challenge you. Have the match. But AEW leans into that too much where they don't have a lot of stories that connect, especially for the women. Whereas WWE, they'll do something where they have a whole bunch of stories because they want them to mean something. When, bro, I just want to challenge the champion because I'm a challenger. And another thing with AEW is a lot of their women's stories don't have a lot of seriousness to it. Like Mercedes Moné and Harley Cameron is a comedic story. Not saying that every story got to be like serious. I mean, wrestling is supposed to be fun, but like even Mariah May and Tony Storm, it's not really like it's goofy because the Tony Storm character is sensational. I love the timeless Tony Storm character, but we all know it's like very goofy. You know what I'm saying? But I love it though. It's the best character in wrestling, but it's goofy, like it's goofy as hell. Um, like it's like, but I would love to see a writer take a chance to have like a serious storyline with two women. I think Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné could pull it off to a certain extent, even with timeless Tony Storm's character. I definitely think Mercedes Moné Athena could pull off a serious story. I think Chris Statlander could pull off a serious story with anyone. I think Queen Aminata and Megan Bain could do something that would like, okay, this is like serious because it's like almost like a Clash of the Titans type of story if you want to go that route. Because like someone like a Willow Nightingale, it, like her character is bubbly and cool. Like she can have a serious story if she's the underdog, but it's kind of hard for you to convince me that Willow Nightingale is the underdog. And as Megan Bain and Chris Statlander, maybe. Oh, never mind. Back to back to this. But yeah, she is about the trash. Chris Statlander got them cheeks. Let me stop sharing with y'all. But like, yeah, man, like that's my thought. My thoughts and opinions on, my thought process is that I would like to see AEW do more serious stuff, and Megan Bain looks like a big deal. If you're gonna do something serious with the women's division, she's the one. Queen Aminata's the one. Chris Statlander's the one. Um, Mercedes Moné can do serious stuff, like, but her stuff with Harley Cameron right now is sensational because I feel like she's been in so many rivalries recently, like the Britt Baker, the Chris Statlander stuff. It was cool. The matches were great, but the story or the clash was whatever. Mercedes Moné and Camille could definitely have a serious story if they ever go back to that and make that a thing. That I sincerely believe that like wholeheartedly. Um, but as far as like, obviously, I'm not discrediting the men when I say that the women are carrying the division. But like, even like I said, even the goofy stuff that the women do is more entertaining than the goofy stuff that the men do. And I'm not being a white knight. I'm serious. Like Harley Cameron, I'm watching it right now is like hilarious. or you call it cringy, call it what you want. It's fun. Like when the men do goofy stuff, like I don't like the like what's the goofy gimmick right now for the guys that just really doesn't don't even worry about the goofy gimmick. Like John Moxley is champion. I in the beginning I thought it was gonna be great, but the death rate the writers and all that it's not working out, bro. I don't like it. Um, you know what I'm saying? Whereas like the stuff Soraya and Ruby Soho and Tony Storm was doing, like I actually liked that. A lot of people didn't like, that, but I actually liked that. I liked the Tony Storm Mariah May angle. I liked the Mercedes Moné Camille stuff that they were doing at first when she was just the bodyguard, the enforcer. But like the men, like some stuff is just so they having a match just to have a match. Like the best storylines for the men have been like Swerve, Hangman, MJF and Adam Cole didn't work out. Everything Chris Jericho was doing in the beginning was working out for me. But like John Moxley stuff really hasn't like story wise and connection wise hasn't really been that good. The Hurt Syndicate stuff I'm really into. Ricochet and Swerve I'm really into. But like the women, like even the littlest, like the most minuscule feuds and rivalries, just it's more interesting. It's just like NXT with the women. You know what? That's what it is. NXT and AEW women's division, they go top, middle, bottom. Top, middle, bottom consistently. Multiple women's matches every show. So I'm invested in it. Whereas with the men, it's like they go top, bottom, middle, bottom. Like it's not consistent. Like I don't know why they do that. That's very strange, actually. Not strange, but I'm happy the women getting their shine. But why don't they do that with the men? They don't go boom, boom, boom. They don't go boom, boom, boom. They go mm, mm, uh, or they go like two mid card things for the men. Like it's really dumb. Um, and I mean, like I said, sex appeal is a thing. Men wanting to see women wrestle, well, the men who actually like women's wrestling is a thing. So some men are going to be invested because, oh, these are beautiful women and they can wrestle. But obviously, there's the opposite of that. There are men who hate women's wrestling that don't want women to wrestle at all. But even they have to admit sometimes, like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Like even the guys who I've seen say, I don't like women's wrestling. They can't deny that Tony Storm is the best women's character worker in the business right now. Like they can't deny it. Like you like objectively, like you can't deny it. Like you know what I'm saying? It's an opinion, but it's a lot of people share that opinion. Mercedes Moné's matches are sensational. No matter what you think about her promo, no matter what you think about her feuds, but she hasn't had the best feuds. I'm not gonna cap, but her matches are always great. Athena is doing something in Ring of Honor that no one thought she can do. No one thought she could carry a championship and be that. Like they knew what she did at NXT and WWE, but they didn't think that she could be like the main person. And she's showing that she can be. There's layers to her as a character. She's not the weird black woman with contacts. She's above that. You know what I'm saying? And I like everything that AEW is doing with their women's division, man. Their women's division is carrying, bro. I'm gonna say it definitively here right now that their women's division is carrying. They just need better stories. I mean, and that's across the board for women in wrestling, period. Women get the worst stories. Their stories never make sense. Their stories are always rushed. Whereas the men get the long, drawn out, fleshed out stories that make sense. Those always work all the time, but at least they have a purpose of why certain things happen certain times. The women is like they just start beefing for no out of nowhere, and then they rush the build up. Like within 3 weeks of the pay-per-view or PLE, they'll rush the build up. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't actually take time to flesh out why this is happening. Like even just now with the Megan Bayne and Chris Statlander thing, they're gonna rush it. And then what's the next thing after Grand Slam? Revolution, maybe? They'll have a match at Revolution, which is March 9th, but they're not gonna build it up. Like it's gonna be like every other week something gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I just wish the women had better stories, and I think definitively we will all be able to say that the women for sure carry the company but they're still top men, um, in my opinion. MJF, Swerve, Ricochet, Her Syndicate, Cope. And I love Edge. He's not Cope to me. He's Edge. There's still certain men that are going to carry the torch and keep them at the top. But the women, like in general, across the board, are more interesting and more known, more recognizable. And the men, there are way more guys who like, who's that guy? Oh, he still works there? Oh, Mike Bennett is still with AEW? I thought him and Maria was doing something else in the Indies or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the women, like, it's like, oh yeah, Deanna Purrazzo. Okay, yeah, I know she's there. Yeah, I know Johnny TV's wife still there, stuff like that. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. This is a quick video, not too crazy. Like I wanted to do this as a live, but I'm gonna just, drop this for y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Thank you for the love, support as always. Hope you guys enjoy that little tidbit. It's just a conversation, nothing too crazy. So, but y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Thank you for love, support, and I will talk to y'all later, man. Peace.